All right.
Yo, yo, yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco Show.
Yo, yo, yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
NFL playoffs are here.
Yeah.
We got the Packers Eagles coming up.
Let's
and
go.
We're going to tell you why the Packers should be very worried and concerned
Absolutely.
about what their head coach just said. Just
Crazy.
absolutely bizarre. And, people, I always hear this, Tony. People come up to us. They say we're biased toward the Eagles.
Are you kidding?
Just such a dumb.
So
you don't
stupid.
listen to the show. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to prove to you why you're all dumb and
Yeah.
point out an unfortunate oversight that the team is
Exactly.
making. Tony. Just terrible.
Yup.
And also, we're going to do something. We're always innovating on this show, aren't we, Tony? Always.
Exactly. When everybody else zigs, we zig the other way.
Exactly. Well, today we're going to be opening up the Fusco chat box where
Yup,
you can
huge.
write us a question and we're going to read it on the air.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of you out there.
Yup. And just to make this totally clear, people, this is a sports show where we talk about sports. So if you tuned in wanting to hear what we have to say about this so-called, situation, let's say, unfolding over at a certain sports network, which we're not going to name, well, shame on you.
Yeah.
Get your priorities straight, okay?
Exactly. And, for legal purposes, I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, one more note. You only have until Monday, January 13th to vote for the Sports Podcast Awards. Now, remember, you got to vote for us in the category of Best Sports Comedy.
Yep.
Because our idiot producer over there put us in the wrong category and didn't even bother submitting us for Best Show.
So
because
stupid.
he's a moron.
Yeah.
Moron.
Submit you for best show? There's no chance I would do that.
Oh.
You know what else you'll never do? A woman.
Oh!
Now shut up.
Shut up. By the way, we checked the Sports Podcast Awards bylaws. There was nothing in there, Tony, about bribery or anything like that.
Great. To
this
start
is
the steal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is great for you. If you vote or have voted for the show, you can send a screenshot of that vote to info@fuscoshow.com, and you'll be automatically entered to win a free prize from our merch store, which, as you know, is home to tons of valuable items. And by the way, even if you don't win, you do get free standard shipping on anything you buy from the 10th to the 14th of January.
You know what? So everyone
exactly,
is a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Yeah, terrific.
All right,
there
that's
you go.
enough of all that. So much to get to, so let's get right into our top story.
Top story.
All right, first out the gate, as you know, the Eagles will host the Packers this Sunday in the wild card round. And again, not biased, Tony, just stating pure facts here. It's looking like a 110% lock for the Eagles for a total blowout. First of all, we already beat the Packers in week 1. And Tony, that says everything right there, doesn't it?
Totally. People think the playoffs are hard. No, week 1 is the hardest week, and that's when the Eagles smashed the Packers. You see, in week 1, there is no film to watch beforehand to get you prepared. You gotta have film. I mean, I don't want to be crass, but imagine trying to, do sex without having any film to watch to get you going. It's impossible. Exactly. I mean, again, I don't want to give out too much personal information about myself, but if I don't watch Busty Nurse's 12 and or 14 or even 16, I don't feel prepared to, execute the offense and penetrate the defense.
Just such a terrific breakdown there, Tony. And,
Thank you.
it must be said, too, in week 1, the Eagles had to beat the Packers in Brazil, a country rife with shootings and gang violence. Now, you may say, well, there's also shootings and gangs in Philly, and you'd be 100% right.
Sure.
But at least those gangs won't be shooting at our team, which just makes it so much easier.
Exactly. It's a total game changer.
And by the way, Tony, talking about game changers, people, these morons, they've been saying we should be concerned because Jalen Hurts has been in concussion protocol for weeks now. No. People, this is a great thing, isn't it, Tony?
Personally, I'm thrilled to see Jalen Hurts still in concussion protocol. This shows the Eagles are following the championship blueprint.
Yep.
We all know they win Super Bowls by getting their starting QBs injured at the perfect time right before the end of the season.
Yep.
Frankly, I have to critique Nick Sirianni here for getting Jalen Hurts injured a little later than I would have liked.
Yep.
I would have liked to see a concussion maybe week 13 or 14 just to give Tanner McKee and Kenny Pickett a little more time.
Yep.
Not like they need it, though, because they have talent given directly to them by God himself.
Just such perfect analysis again by you, Tony. And,
Thank you.
While we are critiquing the Eagles here, as we do, because
That's
we're
what we
fair
do.
on this show.
Objective.
We
Yup.
have another question here, don't we, Tony?
Yup.
Why haven't the Eagles signed Nick Foles?
Boom.
With all respect to our perfect backup QBs, Kenny Pickett and Tanner McKee, Foles has the playoff experience.
Exactly.
The championship experience.
Yup.
And also the intimidation factor.
Boom.
I mean, imagine you're Green Bay and
Yup.
you'll see Nick Foles on the other sideline.
Oh, my
You're not
God.
going to blitz once because
No
you'd be
chance.
so scared of injuring the quarterback and potentially bringing Foles into the game, wouldn't you, Tony?
You really got to wonder if all that hair is blocking Nick Sirianni's follicles from sending smart thoughts to each other. You got to wonder.
You got to wonder, Tony.
Yeah.
And on that note, talking about coaches, an absolutely bizarre statement from Packers coach Matt Lafleur.
Yeah.
At a press conference the other day, while discussing the playoffs, this is what he said, and I quote, "It's a new season now. Everyone is 0-0. Tony, what the hell is that?
I have no idea. Does Matt LaFleur even know how the NFL works?
Apparently not.
Exactly. Everyone knows the new season doesn't start until September.
Yep.
We're still in the same season right now.
Yep.
And on top of that, Matt LaFleur doesn't even know his own team's record.
Nope.
They're not 0-0. They're 11-6.
Yep.
If I'm the Packers, I'm very concerned about Matt LaFleur's coaching and his mental stability.
Yep.
This might be the first time a coach enters concussion protocol.
Such great points all around, Tony. And, while
Thank
we're talking
you.
about coaches here, there's other big coaching news. The Bears asked the Cowboys if they could
Yeah.
interview Mike McCarthy for their open head coaching position. Now, the Cowboys have since denied the request, but this said a lot, didn't it, Tony?
It does. The Bears were clearly impressed with Mike McCarthy's relatively strong 7-10 record this season. Chicago finished 5-12, so 7 wins would be like a Super Bowl win for them.
Yep.
In fact, my sources tell me don't be surprised if the Bears strongly pursue Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon, who had an even more impressive 8-9 record this season.
Wow, just such interesting inside information that, Tony.
Yeah.
And, now to the AFC. There's still a lot of people, hubbub, angry at the Chiefs and Carson Wentz because they're claiming they threw that game against the Broncos so they'd lose to Denver and then the Bengals wouldn't make the playoffs.
Please.
The Chiefs, and especially Carson Wentz, I thought played that game perfectly, didn't they, Tony?
100%. Again, Carson Wentz was just following the Eagles' playbook, collapsing at the end of the season, either through injury or suckage, which then forces the backup QB to rise to the occasion.
Yep.
And in this case, the backup QB is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
That's what makes Carson Wentz a winner. He inspires and gets the best out of his backups. Nick Foles,
Yep.
Jalen Hurts,
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
When you think about it, Carson Wentz is the best backup of all time.
Couldn't agree more, Tony. And, finally,
Thank
we got
you.
an update here on the Tyreek Hill situation. Now, it appeared earlier in the week that the wide receiver was demanding a trade out of Miami. But now the Dolphins are saying Tyreek has not directly requested a trade. And, that seems a little more plausible, doesn't it, Tony?
Yeah, knowing Tyreek Hill, he never pulls out of any situation.
Nope.
He usually stays in a little too long and, suffers long-term consequences that sometimes last 18 years.
Yep.
Although, I gotta say, I really think Tyreek should consider going to another team like Green Bay or Buffalo.
Yep.
And not because they're better teams than Miami, but because because the weather is colder, and that'll lower his sperm count, which will help raise his production on the field and lower his production off the field.
Just great medical analysis there, Tony. And, that's where we're going to end that segment, okay? Because we got to get to this new one, As you know, on this show, right, we're always coming up with new ideas, innovating. It's why everyone in the business copies us. Well, that's why today we are launching the Fusco chat box.
Wow.
And this is where, you can send your questions in that we're going to read on the air. You just type them in the comment section. You email them to info@fuscoshow.com. Okay, so we're open up the chat box. Okay, producer. You've sorted through all the questions. What is our first question?
There's actually only one question right now.
Oh, yeah? Well, I have one question for you. Why don't you shut up and hurry up and read it?
Yeah, maybe you just lost the other questions, couldn't find them, disorganized.
There's millions.
What's the first question you chose?
The first question is from @EaglesWinner2384.
Okay.
Would you pay someone $1.5 million to,
Oh,
you kidding?
I see what's going on here, Tony. Again, we told you up top. And this is clearly about the thing we referenced earlier. We said we're not going to talk about. We know your people on Twitter. That's all you want to do. Ruin our feed by talking about that, all that stuff. Nobody cares about. Look, we're not going to touch that story or what has gone on or allegedly not gone on.
I don't even know what that is.
At a certain sports network, right?
And also, for the record, I don't appreciate the suggestion that we would ever have to pay for, that. If anything, they would have to pay us, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, exactly. And again, this is a sports show. We discuss sports topics. So if we're going to do this segment, we need you out there to just be a little better, and also you back there. Can you pick some better questions?
Yeah, we have a billion questions.
There must be more back there.
That's what he picks.
No, actually, one just came in now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He was probably sitting on his desk, sitting in his box the whole time there, just didn't see it. Yeah, good job.
What?
All right, good.
What is it?
What?
This next one is from @GoBirds1293. What is the exact dollar amount you would offer someone to,
Again,
these people.
The
What are you
NFL
doing?
playoffs are happening right now. Okay?
Yeah.
This is a sports show.
It's a sports show.
There are a billion better questions you could be asking right now.
Unbelievable.
Here we are, Tony. We're trying to educate you.
Teach you.
And this is how you people act. You're ruining this segment.
So childish.
Tony, we could come up with 100 billion better questions right now than these stupid ones.
Right. Like, ask if the Eagles should be paying Nick Foles a certain dollar amount to play these next 4 games.
There you go.
That's a smart question.
That's how you write a question. And by the way, they totally should be doing that for the record. But, I got to say, Tony, if we don't get some better questions up in here, we got to end this segment.
We're going to have to end it.
Here we are. We're innovating on this show, trying to get, do good.
And we're getting these childish questions here.
It's terrible. Yeah. And also, what were we thinking when we left it to the producer to pick the questions?
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly, he's having trouble finding the good ones.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do.
I literally just read the only 2 questions that came in.
You know your problem? You put blame on other people. Learn to take accountability for yourself.
That's terrific career advice for you.
Yeah.
You're always blaming other people.
Unbelievable.
This person didn't send this. Wait, what?
Another question just came in.
Oh, sure. It was probably there the whole time.
You are full of excuses. I think you got to get organized, bro. He's just finding a question.
What are you doing? All right, what is it?
Live on air. Go. What's the question?
What? This one is from @JalenIsGod421.
Good one.
Let's do some contract talk.
There we go. Okay.
Finally, there you go.
All right, contract talk. Go.
Okay.
Do you think a $1.5 million offer is more of a one-shot deal or spread out over 3 to 5 years?
You see, that's it.
You know
what?
Trying to get cute.
You can't do this. You can't do this segment. We're closing up the chat box.
Close it up. Close it up.
You guys,
chat box is off the show. Chat box off the show.
I don't think. You know what, you people, you blew it.
Guess
We're
what?
not going to do more show.
We're ending the show right now.
You're being punished for the way you're behaving. Anyway.
Yup.
All right. Well,
let's call it right now.
Well, don't forget to go vote in the Sports Podcast Awards, and you can enter the sweepstakes. That's completely legal bribery.
We're going to bribe you.
No.
You kidding me? I want to bribe a hitman to kill producer Jay. What do you want?
Do it for free, Tony. Anyway, what?
Great point.
Correction.
Go.
What?
You said the 2025 NFL season starts in September?
Duh.
Yeah, that's basic knowledge, bro.
No, the games start in September, but the new league year actually starts March 12th, right before free agency.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to march you into my incinerator.
Yeah. You know what season it always is for you? Virgin season.
Oh, great one, Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's still going there. What?
You said Tyreek Hill should play in colder weather because it would lower his sperm count.
Yeah, bro.
That's smart medical advice, bro.
No, that is scientifically not true. No study has ever drawn a link between cold weather and lower sperm count.
Oh, well, I'm going to draw a link between my knife and your chest.
Yeah, you want to see a low sperm count? Check my balls after being at your mom's house.
Oh, there you go. See, that's how. Oh, wait, what?
By the way,
oh, he's still talking? What?
I saw a social post you put out about the Sports Podcast Awards.
Yeah.
And it said I was dead.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell was that?
Oh, well, don't worry. We're going to make a correction by killing you.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, and by the way, that's a great segue. Don't forget to vote for us in the Sports Podcast Awards in the category Best Sports Comedy because our idiot producer back there didn't submit us for Best Show.
I would never do that.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know what you're also never going to do? Sex. Oh, you're done.
That's a great way to end the show. Here's an even better way. Just booked for next week. Well, unless he's not in the playoffs playing for the Eagles, he'll be here. Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend Nick Foles will be on the show.
Huge.
Hey, don't forget, you're going to vote for us in the Sports Podcast Awards.
You're going to vote.
And if you go to the merch store, you get that free shipping January 10th.
You still win no matter
14th,
what.
And go rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. And Tony,
get it done.
Great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.